Hello, good day. Welcome back to another math video. This day we'll be talking about quadratic equations, its definition, characteristics, we'll have some examples, and of course some exercises. To start with, what is a quadratic equation? So a quadratic equation has a standard form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, and c are called the coefficients. So what are some of the characteristics of our quadratic equation? So number 1, the highest degree of the exponent is 2. So always remember that when we are dealing with quadratic equation, the highest degree or exponent is 2. Not 1, not 3, but 2. A, the coefficient A, cannot be 0. We'll explain that one later. Why is it that A cannot be 0? It is composed of 3 terms, namely the ax squared, that will be our quadratic term, the bx, that is our linear term, and our c as our constant term. So why is it that a cannot be 0? Look at our equation. If a is equal to 0, then any number multiplied by 0 is 0. And remember, the first characteristic of our quadratic equation is the highest degree is 2. So again, a cannot be 0. B can be 0, c can be 0, but not a. So examples of quadratic equations. X squared plus 2x plus 1 is a quadratic equation. Highest degree is 2. A is not 0. It is understood that before x squared, we have a constant of 1. So again, a is not 0. Another example, we have 3 over 2 x squared plus 3x plus 3 is equal to 0. Again, highest degree of exponent is 2 and a is not 0. So let's have some exercises. Number 1, identify whether the following is a quadratic equation. Is it a quadratic equation? What is again our first characteristic? The highest degree of exponent is 2. And look at our equation, the exponent of x is only 1. So therefore, this is not a quadratic equation. Highest degree is 1. That will be a linear equation. Example number 2. 2x squared minus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. Is it a quadratic equation? The answer is yes. So quadratic equation because, again, the highest degree is 2. 2x squared. Now, how do we rewrite quadratic equation to standard form? Remember earlier that the standard form of the quadratic equation is given by ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So if we are given this kind of equation, so what are we going to do? Step number 1, equate to 0. So we just simply move our 5x squared minus 2 to the other side of the equation. So that will become 7x squared minus 5x squared plus 9 plus 2 is equal to 0. Next step, combine like terms. So we'll combine terms that are alike. What are those terms? We have the 7x squared and the 5x squared. We have 9 and we have 2. So once we combine them, it will give us 7x squared minus 5x squared will give us 2x squared. 9 plus 2 will give us 11 is equal to 0. And that will be our final answer. If we're going to look at our final answer, we only have 2 terms. We have 2x squared plus 11, the constant. We don't have the bx. Now remember earlier I said that b and c can be 0. So this is an example of a quadratic equation where b is equal to 0. I hope that is clear. Example number 4. Rewrite the following quadratic equation to standard form. We have 5x times the quantity of 7 plus x is equal to 6. First thing that we must do is multiply 5x by the quantity of 7 plus x, and it will give us this equation. We have 5x times 7, that will give us 35x. 5x times x will give us 5x squared is equal to 6. Next, equate to 0. So to do that, we'll subtract 6 from both sides, and it will give us 35x plus 5x squared minus 6 is equal to 0. Next step, we will rearrange the equation so that the form will follow the standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So we'll just rearrange our equation and it will give us this result. 5x squared plus 35x minus 6 is equal to 0. And that will be our final answer. So that's it for this video. I hope that you have learned something, and if you do have questions, clarifications, or suggestions, you can write them down in our comment section down below. Thank you.